We've seen two very different North Carolina Courage teams in this young season, one that creates their usual amounts of chances and scoring goals. And then uncharacteristically, they've been shut out 3 times this season. I was just wondering how you try and make sure that you limit them or don't let them really get into that rhythm.
Yeah, and I'm sure if we asked them, I think they would say that they're the ones who are going to decide which Carolina you see. So I think the oppositions that shut them out will say, well, we did X, we did Y, we did Z to slow them down and deny or stop this. I think I have huge respect for them, and I think they're a good team. And I remember the Orlando game really early. They created the same amount of chances, and the ball didn't go in. And we've had the same experience. We had the same experience a week later. They probably created a few more chances than us actually against Orlando. So for us, I think it's really critical that we're our best versions of our team. And I think that the way we attack and the way that we defend are a great way to be able to hurt Carolina or slow down Carolina. And when we revisited things 18 months ago, I think we're very strong and passionate that our identity is about being the very, very best that we can and having an identity that doesn't have to adjust to any opposition too much. And I think this is no different. And I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to be a fantastic game between two very good teams. And for me, more than ever, us being the best version of ourselves is what's going to put us in the best position in this game.
Yeah, and if I could just ask one more question, we had the Olympic roster drop and we had 4 Thorns on there, and then Sophia Smith missed out. I'm just wondering how, from a coaching perspective, you handle someone who misses out on their their first big roster, and how you continue to motivate them and maybe be at their side during this time.
Yeah, of course. I think we're all really feeling for Sophia. It's been very, very clear in Portland every day, every opportunity we have to see her train or to play, that she is a top person and a top player. And there's no doubt of what her qualities are. And I'd actually look at it this way and say it's been a stressful and tough year for a lot of players with this Olympics coming up, and everyone trying to perform and make the roster. Coming in and out of Portland and in and out of camp, I think for most has been tough. So for Soph, I think the consistency and in the environment where she has so much support and is loved and supported in every possible way is going to be really healthy for her. She's a very mature person, and a very smart person, knowing that what's ahead, but she's also human. And for me, when you ask me how do I support or help, the number one is emotions, whether they're good or bad, they're really healthy, and to make sure that we embrace the moment and really embrace how we're feeling is critical. And everyone takes things differently. I've been here before over all the years. I've had someone in 15 with Crystal Dunn not making a roster. I've seen a player go as an alternate, and I've seen players go and play loads or not play loads. It's tough regardless of your situation. It's tough for those who got selected, and it's tough for them to make sure that they're in the best place. So I'm just here to, like everyone, to be able to support Soph and support every other player the best ability. Knowing them individually is key, and knowing that them knowing you love them and that you're going to be here for them on the good and bad days is always important. And yeah, for our team, I think we just added, in a period where we wasn't expecting it, we added one of the best players, most dangerous players in the front line in this league to our group. So yeah, we're excited to have that opportunity. And I think long term for Soph, she's a person that will make the best of this situation. That's who she is.
All right, we'll go over to Tyler Tackman at the Oregonian. Tyler, go ahead and ask what questions you have for Mark.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're doing well. You guys have won 3 in a row now. What do you feel like the difference has been between now and what you guys were doing maybe last month when you had that kind of 2 games that you lost in a row?
Yeah, I think it's a really good question because, and by the way, I think it's healthier. People should be making up their own version of why or what or how. there's always going to be storylines. There's always going to be things to talk about. I think it's a great question because the answers are absolutely minimal, minute details. When we lost 2 games, we were doing so many things well, and we're also getting some things wrong. So right now, we're doing a lot of things really well, and we're getting new things slightly wrong. And I think for us, our mindset about being really focused on process and growth, we're always going to find something that we feel we can improve. And I'm excited for this game because we're playing a different type of team and different type of system. We've been playing a lot of very similar teams, and I don't think that's a good thing. We've been playing a 4-2-3-1 a lot. We're playing teams that attack in a very similar way and defend in a very similar way. It's not healthy for player development and team development. We got to pick up points now, but we also got to be a better version of ourselves. I'm pumped and excited. We get to play a very good team, but a very different team. I actually wish we played more different teams. The challenge is bigger. You get used to playing the same team, and you have familiarity in spaces or spaces you need to deny. So I'm looking forward to this challenge, and I hope that we continue to see different teams over this next month, because it's only going to help us be a short-term challenge, but long-term get better and grow. And this one tomorrow is a great opportunity for that type of challenge.
And just kind of circling back to the Olympics, who are some players that you maybe expect to step up with a good amount of your group gone, and how do you try to prepare them mentally for taking on a bigger role?
Tyler, I'm sorry for the boring, I think important question. I'm sorry for the boring answer. You're speaking to someone who loves this period, who I don't like losing anyone. I wish everyone could be here, but I love this period because everyone is going to step up. Who do I expect? Who do I think will shine? Who do I think will take? Everyone. I am so pumped when this period rolls around. I think it tests your group. I think it tests the players. I think it tests the coaching staff. And yeah, you guys have heard over and over how passionate I am about a lot of our players, and the fact that they get more opportunity to play is going to be really fun. So I can't say one because I'll be here all day. It's a period, and how do we get them prepared? We've been getting them prepared from day one, February. They know this was coming, and the 9-week preseason was excellent. Getting to compete against each other, seeing every player consistently in 11v11s and training games, playing boys playing OL Reign in preseason. We got to see a lot of them consistently, and this last 4 to 6 weeks building up, trying to continue to hammer our principles, our identity. Everyone knows them, and the biggest compliment that I shared with them a couple of weeks ago, when we made 5 or 6 changes against Orlando, the Portland Thorns looked like the Portland Thorns. We attacked in the same identity. We defended with the same identity. We made 5, 6 changes. I haven't seen a team in this league that has accomplished that. You always see a change. And I love my group, and I'm really excited for them to step up, all of them.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right, and we'll go to Molina Gaspar.
Thank you. Hi, Mark. So you mentioned the game that North Carolina had against Orlando, and how Orlando used more direct kind of style, and that hurt Carolina. So are you thinking to implement a little bit of that kind of style of game in this next match against the North Carolina Courage?
I've honestly, I think we'll be applying best to Portland Thorns. I don't see. I think it's more about awareness of space or spaces that they want, but principles won't change. Identity won't change. We'll be playing our the way that we know how to play, the way that we trained for hours and hours and hours and hours. I think Orlando got the job done in their way, and I think every way you see in the Euros, you see on the men's side, you see it when the Women's World Cup rolls around or the Olympics rolls around. There's different styles everywhere, and every style is for me, every style is really, really important and good if, and this is from a coach's perspective, whatever your style, the players are aware of what their roles are. They're committed and they're all in. to share any thoughts on what's a good or bad style. It's none of my business. I think every style was really good, but do they know what they're supposed to do? And that, I think that's the judgment of when how you judge staff and how you judge the role that the coaches are playing in preparing the team. So for us, it's we're going to be the best version, and do the players know their role with how we play? They better do. And do they buy in? Well, we've seen the buy-in is incredible. And I think that how we play causes everyone in this league big problems. I also think on the attack, I think how we play also helps defend and limit a lot of threats that teams in this league, no different with Carolina. I'm excited that they're different and that we get to think more and be more aware of different spaces, both with and without the ball. I think it's going to be an important challenge for us.
Thank you. And another question related to the Olympics. You were the coach in 2016. So right now, every team is dealing or trying to prepare for these couple of months that their bigger players are going to be away. So what's the bigger lesson you learned back in 2016 that can implement now in this year?
Yeah, I think we've learned from a lot of these periods, the Olympics and also the World Cup years. I've already said it. I really love these periods. I wish every team had all their players all every week. Right, it's goal number one. And I'm sure players would wish that they were playing in every club game because they love their clubs. But the biggest lesson is we don't just start preparing a week before or 2 weeks before. You have to start preparing in February, the beginning of the year. And I think we've been doing that. I think we've been really supporting, and it's not for the Olympic periods because it's part of our philosophy. We're trying to develop people, we're trying to develop players, but we care about everyone and we're here to support everyone and develop everyone. Their moment could come 4 weeks ago, their moment could come next week. It could come it could come in a semi-final, championship game, and a playoff. We've got to keep pushing and developing everyone. And buy-in in the modern day, modern game. You used to be able to just tell someone what their job or role is, and you get buy-in, or you used to pay them more, or well, I'll find someone else. These horrible ways of building relationships or a team, the more transactional relationship. It's not like that. I think when a player knows you're investing in them and developing them, it's always going to add to a bigger chance of buy-in and connection. And I think it's the thing that a player should value the most over money or other things that clubs can do. If you have a staff and a team and a club willing to give and support and invest in you, I think it's a huge advantage. So that's our plan. That's what we do. It's how we do it. A big lesson from 19 is make sure we don't change too much. We changed a lot in that year during the World Cup, and it hurt us on the back end. I think we're in the opposite place. I think we've never been truer to who we are on and off the field, and we're only building who we are. We're constantly adding to who we are and making it stronger. And this period is going to give us great opportunity, and it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to look exactly how we want it to look immediately, and it will look great, and then it won't look so great. That's normal. It's normal, and when change comes with every team, Blue Nails takes time. But I couldn't be more excited for a period like this, because we've got a great group, and I can't wait for you to all see them. Can't wait for you to see them attack this opportunity.
All right, and we'll go back to Tyler for one final question.
Yeah, Coach, I just had a quick question. Is this the last game that you expect the group going to the Olympics to play in before they leave?
Yeah. They're all, the Olympic players play their last game today, and then they break off.